Computing the average rate of change of a function. Okay, two definitions that you need. This is something that you will use if you go on into a STEM pathway where you're going into trig, pre-cal, cal 1. You will need to know what a tangent line is and what a secant line is. If you're given a function, no matter what the function looks like, and you have a line that cuts through it twice, here and here, that's called a secant line. Whereas if you have a line that just touches in one spot, that's called a tangent line. You'll see those vocabulary words come up again if you keep going in math. A tangent line versus a secant line. So the secant line cuts through the function in 2 points. And we're wanting to know what is the average rate of change of a function from one point to the other. And by definition, we say that the average rate of change is the slope of that secant line right here. So if I were taking this class, I would say, okay, the average rate of change of f from x1 to x2 is that. F of x2 minus f of x1 over x2 minus x1. That is nothing more than the slope of the secant line. Average rate of change equals slope of secant line. Because look, you're going from this point, x1 comma f of x1, that's an xy coordinate, right? To the point x2 f of x2. The slope is y minus y over x minus x. Average rate of change between 2 points is the slope of the secant line going through those 2 points. An example. Given the function defined by x cubed, y equals x cubed plus 2, determine the average rate of change from x1 equals negative 3 to x2 equals 0. You want to find the average rate of change between 2 points. Do they give you the 2 points? They give you the x values of the 2 points. Could you go find the y values? Plugging in negative 3 for x. Okay, so first thing you need to do is go find the points. How do you find the points? When x1 is negative 3, what is f of negative 3? I'll go up here. F of negative 3 is going to be negative 3 cubed plus 2, which is negative 27 plus 2. You agree with me? So what is my point? I have the point negative 3 comma negative 25. What is my second x value? 0. So when x is 0, what is my y value? What is f of 0 equal to? Just 2. 0 cubed plus 2 is just 2. So I have the point 0, 2. So my average rate of change is the slope between those two lines. So second thing I need to find is the average rate of change. I'm going to start here with this y value and say negative 25 minus 2 over, start with this x value, negative 3 minus 0. What is negative 27 divided by negative 3? 9. So the average rate of change of that function from x equals negative 3 to x equals 0 is 9. If I were to go graph it's not going to let me do it. Anyway, if I were to graph x cubed plus 2, it would look something like this. And if I went from x equals negative 3 to x equals 0, that secant line would look like that, and the slope of that secant line would be 9.